Hi, my name is Evie. I am the founder of PAWS for Change, a nonprofit organization that helps dogs that live on runners or on chains. I'm here today with Casey, and I want to add that we are doing this video not to in any way disrespect Casey and her family, but Casey wants to share her story of what her dog was like before, when he was on a runner, and how he is now. So Casey, when I met you, Jethro was on a runner, correct? How long had Jethro been on a runner?
2 months.
In the 2 months of having Jethro on a runner, what kind of behavior did he show?
Aggression, digging constantly. He would try to bite people. He was digging, barking crazy. I mean,
What kind of issues did you have having him on the runner?
he would always get tangled up. He would knock over his water, his food, and stuff like that. And like he got so tangled one time that he had, like, you could see where it had squeezed him.
On his leg or
around his stomach.
Okay.
Because even though like the runner is up top, the thing down low that's connected to their neck is still long enough for them to get tangled in. So I mean, he got tangled in that several times. We would always have to rush in the driveway and untangle him and make sure that he was okay. And then that one time, I mean, it scared me.
So, did you connect the dots?
Yes.
Did you feel like Jethro was showing all these issues or having all these issues because he was on a runner, or was
Yes,
he?
because before, like, he lived in the country, and then he lived in the county where he was like roaming free, where he was never on a chain, where he was never in a cage, like a small cage. He never barked all the time. He never dug. He never showed aggression. He was just like this big old happy 80-pound bundle of joy. And then when we put him on the trolley, he became aggressive. He would growl at my kids. He would growl at other people. He would try to bite other people. And he was never like that before. And then, like when we first moved here, he just like roamed around in our area. But people didn't like that, so they would call animal control to us. And animal control told us that we had to put him in either a 12-by-12 fence cage thing, or we had to put him on a trolley.
Do you feel that it was safe for
No.
Jethro? Was it safe for the kids?
No.
Was it safe for animals?
No.
Would Jethro ever jump? You know,
When he was on the trolley, he jumped all the time.
And so on a trolley system, the packaging, it will tell you that the trolley system is supposed to be only as a temporary situation and while supervised. So Jethro showed all these different
Aggressions.
behaviors from being on a trolley system. How is Jethro now?
Jethro is very happy. He doesn't jump. He doesn't bark nowhere near as much. He is not aggressive toward anybody anymore. Like he's a very happy, loving dog. He's back to who he was when he roamed free before. And because he's got this big area to run in, he's not trapped and feels like, the way that I would describe it is like he was in prison. Like, I mean, he only had this little area to run in. And
Was it clean? Was it easy to keep the area clean for
No.
him? No. So I had a commissioner tell me, and I don't think I've ever asked you this question. I had a commissioner tell me that it is possible to humanely tether a dog. Would you say that it would have ever been humane for Jethro to be on his tether all the time unsupervised?
it's not fair to him at all. I don't feel like the trolley system is the way, because like people don't use it as a temporary fix. They use it as a permanent fix.
Right.
And like before, my 5-year-old son would sit out there with him because he didn't want to leave him by himself.
Right. So that was one thing I was going to ask you, because I've never had anyone say this to me before, but you mentioned that it affected your 5-year-old. So share with us, how was your son affected by this?
From when we lived in the county, Owen got used to Jethro being his big brother, even though, you know, he's a dog. That's the way that Owen looked at him. And when we moved here, Jethro would only come in every once in a while. And that broke Owen's heart. Like, he didn't understand why he had to be outside all the time. He didn't understand why he had to be on a chain. He didn't understand none of it. Like, it broke his heart. And then when Jethro got tangled one day, Owen was like, "Oh my God, is Jethro gonna die? I don't want Jethro to die." I mean, it affected him in a way that normal 5-year-olds wouldn't usually think that you would think. You would think that they wouldn't even be paying it no attention. But it affected him, yes, tremendously. And then, like, when Jethro got hurt from being on the trolley, he helped us give him a bath. He helped us, put peroxide and clean his wound and stuff like that, because the trolley can physically hurt your dog. Even, like, you're not paying attention to your dog constantly. Your dog might be squished with the wire trolley that your dog's on. And, I mean, just, like, anything can happen. Like, I mean, we had him on a 60-foot runner, but we had to shorten it because we had other problems out of it. So, I mean, he was just, like, on this trolley, and he didn't really have a lot of space, and he had all this access cord, where he would get tangled in it, and it would physically hurt him.
So it wasn't safe for him?
No.
But as a temporary situation, say you were out just in the yard, cutting the grass or whatever, would it have been fine? Just if you wanted to put him out there for a temporary situation, or do you feel like...
If it's just to get your grass cut, I wouldn't feel so devastated if it was just, like, for real, a temporary fix, like if you were wanting to cut your grass. But a permanent fix for hours at a time or days, like, you can't, I don't like that. I mean, it's, how would you feel if you were chained?
Right. So one of the things that I've been told also is that a dog in the county is not the same as a dog in the city. That people in unincorporated Troup County have different situations because it's the county. Do you feel like Jethro became a different dog from leaving the county to going into the city, or was he still the same dog?
He was the same dog, but, like, the only thing that I would say is different is the city made him mean, and in the county he was happy.
But see, in the county you can only trolley your dog as well.
Yeah.
You're still in the same.
In the same situation.
Right. You still can't let the dogs leave the yard, and you still have to make sure that they stay in the yard. And the only thing legal in the county is a trolley system. So there are people in the county that are leaving their dogs on a runner 24/7.
I don't agree with that, because Jethro was this happy-go-lucky dog, came from the country to the county to the city, and he's still the same dog. Like,
So
I mean,
do you think that?
change.
Do you think would you be okay if the laws were the same throughout the board? Like, no matter where a dog lives, should it be treated humanely? Should it not have to live tethered its entire life, or should we allow people to do that?
No, I don't think that the trolley's the way or a chain's the way, because your dog, like, you have a dog for a reason. Like, you brought that dog into your life. It's your job to give that dog the best life that you can, just like you would do your children. And
Right.
if you have it on a trolley or a chain full time, what life are you giving that dog?
Now that Jethro is no longer on a trolley system, is he happy? Are you happy?
Yes.
Is the whole family happy?
Yes.
Is he able to interact with the family? Before, was he able to interact with the family? Was he?
No,
Was he?
like-
Do you feel like he was part of the family, being out there by himself?
No.
Did he ever get bit by bugs or ants?
Oh my
or-
God, yes. Like, you could see spots in his fur. Yeah, because he was a short-haired dog. I mean, you would see where there would be, like, naked spots in his fur.
So, I just want to say thank you for doing this video. And also, is there anything that you want to tell people? That you want to share with them, or advice that you want to give someone who is putting their dog on a trolley all the time? Because there's a lot of people that will say, my dog's fine.
But your dog's not. Like, how would you feel being outside on a trolley 24/7? You brought the dog in your life to give that dog a life. not to be on a chain all the time. So just think of the dog as
And
your
I don't mean to
child.
get emotional, but this is an emotional subject for me. And I know that it does affect families. And sometimes it, you know, once you take your dog off of the runner and you put him in a fence, you get to see how
The
happy.
happiness,
Yeah.
And even though we have the fenced in yard for him, he still gets to come inside. Whether before, like when he would growl and he would be I would be scared too. So I just left him out there as, you know, something I didn't want because like he was my baby.
If you had something to say to commissioners and to city council, what would you say to them?
I would tell them that we bring the dog into our life, and what kind of life is it for a dog to be put on a chain all the time? It's not fair. And for a dog to come from the county to the city doesn't make them any different. They're equal.
Do you think that we should change the law a little bit more,
Oh, most definitely.
or should we just leave it like it is?
No, I don't agree that it should stay the way that it is.
There are a lot of commissioners in Georgia and all over that think that dogs should be on chains.
I think that they should go out and ride the streets themselves and see what life the dog is living. I feel like they should see it for their own two eyes to see and feel what we feel, how we feel. Because I feel like because they're not seeing it, they're not feeling it. And I feel like if they see it and they feel it, then they'll want to change it.
Again, I just want to say thank you. I'm glad that you let us help Jethro and help your family and that everything is working out.
Most definitely, like he has changed completely.
And that's all we want to say. So please share this video, and hopefully, you know, maybe some commissioners and city council will start to see that how it affects a dog to be out there all the time on a runner or on a chain. It's just not safe, and it's just not a happy life. Thank you, Casey.